Welcome to the Studio Cut review of Mario Kart for the Nintendo DS. I'll start by apologising for the camera work. I mean, the other reviews I can plug the console straight in to the recorder, but for this particular game I've had to use the handheld camera, so it's not the best quality it could be. Saying that, Mario Kart DS is the best quality it could be. You're not going to find a more solid racing game on the DS or any console at all for a long time to come yet. I'll start off by saying that Nintendo are off to a flying start by having a solid single player game. You've got the options of a Grand Prix, time trial, battles and missions. The Grand Prix is the regular Mario Kart style. You've got 4 races in series, whoever has the most points at the end of it wins, as simple as. The time trial as well, you're racing against yourself to try and get around. One of the nice things you can do this year is send your ghosts from racing around to other players so they can compete with your best times, which is good, and it's all wireless, which is always a benefit. You also get single player battles, so you can take on the computer in all the different sorts of matches that you're used to from older Mario Kart. One of the interesting new additions this year is missions. These range from the simple, such as racing around the track through numbered gates in the right order, to the more involved ones, such as trying to knock this beefy fellow off the middle of this platform by running into him at high speeds. One of the more interesting things they've done this year is provide a very well stocked list of tracks. You get 16 brand new tracks to the game. Some have got older names, but they're new tracks. And 16 retro tracks. They call them retro because you've got 4 cups, and in each of those cups you've got 4 different tracks from the 4 different generations of Mario Kart, which is also 16. So you've got 16 old tracks, 16 new tracks, which I think is quite nice. They didn't have all the retro tracks I would have liked. For example, the one from Mario Kart 64 with the train track. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. As simple as. But the big push for this year's Mario Kart has to be the multiplayer. The DS, with its wireless capabilities, it's great fun to sit around playing with your friends. You don't need to plug anything in, you don't need to connect anything up. It's great stuff, but the big push is the Nintendo Wi-Fi, which is an astounding achievement. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the Wi-Fi to work. I struggled for a long time to try and figure out how to get my computer, but I don't have a router, I don't have a hotspot, and I haven't got a USB dongle. That's right, a dongle. So I'm going to have to figure out some way to find a hotspot in Preston, and then I can update the review and I can tell you how to play it. But in its first week of sales, 55% of Mario Kart players went online with it, and that's huge. That's over half the gamers that bought it. That's amazing. One of the other things they've included for the multiplayer, which I think is a quite nice addition, is the emblem design. This is a nice little feature that you can identify yourself on the online community by just giving yourself a little picture, as you can see. I came up with a nice little TV one. It's not the most in-depth of drawing packages, but it's certainly enough to get your point across. Coming back to the subject of unlockable items in the game, one of the nicer things is that for completing all the cups, you get new characters. I've unlocked some skeleton turtle and Princess Peach, or Princess Peach's sister rather, Daisy. And another thing, which I haven't unlocked any of yet, is the carts, and there are absolutely tons of them. The manual says that each driver has 7 different carts to choose from. Now, at the end you might end up with 15, 16 different racers. If you times that by 7, that's a lot of carts. I personally, from the ones you get at the beginning, think the best kart is Wario's kart, which you can see here. It's just stylish to drive around in such a classy car, but that's just me. The racing is as solid as ever, and the fun is just great. I was up last night playing wireless multiplayer with my housemate through different rooms. I went to bed, but I could keep playing and we could still whoop each other. And that's just how it should be. Gaming that you can take anywhere and play anywhere. Nintendo have just got the answer for the wireless gaming. They've got the solution and they've got it sorted. That's why Mario Kart is one of the best games on the Nintendo DS, and it's one of the best games you'll probably play. So all I can do is heavily recommend buying it. Definitely want to get it.